powerful tool in academia to be able to speak well, to be able to communicate your work to different audiences for different purposes, and it's not something routinely taught in academic career paths and trajectories, which is why I have a job and why this exists. So we're going to crack straight on. We're going to start with talk to the person next to you, or if you haven't got a person next to you, the person behind you or near you, you're going to have 30 seconds. What I want you to do is, what is the most important thing about a presentation? What is the most important thing about a presentation? 30 seconds, off you go.
Hello.
Hello. 10 seconds.
Please, me, I'm jealous, yes, maybe
3, 2, 1, stop! Okay, what have we got? Shout some things out. What's the most important thing about a presentation? Knowing your audience. Good, what else?
What is your goal?
What is your goal? Excellent, what else? What's your point? Excellent.
Clarity.
Clarity. Excellent. 4 times communication.
Listen to it.
Making sure people can listen to you in a very jumbled. That people listen to you. Excellent. Cat, you shout something?
Outfit.
Outfit. What you wearing? It's the vibe you show up with. I think. Do you slay or do you not? I'm not young enough for that. So, for me, these are all good answers. There's no real right answer to this. But for me, the most important thing about a presentation is this beach ball. Okay? Imagine for a moment you're at the park. We're at the beach with a friend and a ball. What do you do at the park or the beach with a friend and a ball?
Keep you happy.
Keep you happy.
Pass it. Play.
Pass it. You play catch. You take the ball and you throw it to a friend of yours. There you go. Throw it to a friend of yours, and they throw it to somebody else. It's gone. It's gone. You can keep going if you want. That's okay. Bring it back to me now. Bring it back this way. Back this way. So you're at the park. You're Alison. Keep an eye on the ball. It is lethal. And you're at the park and everybody's playing catch. You're throwing the ball. They're throwing the ball back. It's lovely. Everyone's having a nice time. The sun is shining. The birds are twinkling in the trees, right? And in that moment, you throw the ball to your friend. They catch it. They're about to throw it back to you, and you hear a little tune floating through the breeze. It's an ice cream truck. Yeah. Like all sensible adult people, you're distracted by the idea of ice cream. If you don't like ice cream or you're dairy-free, it's like a cute spaniel puppy with ears going up. And in that moment, your friend throws the ball back to you, and it sails through the air, and it smacks you right in the face, because you were not paying attention. And that is the most important thing about a presentation. It's like a game of catch. There must be at least 2 people engaged in the activity for it to be a game of catch, right? If you are just throwing a ball at somebody who's not paying attention, that's not a game of catch, that's bullying. How many academic talks have you been in that have felt a little bit like that? Okay? If it's just there's nobody else there, it's just you throwing the ball and picking it up and throwing it and picking it up, that's not catch either. That's golf. And it's pointless. So, we need to make, and if you haven't worked out the metaphor, the ball, this is your research. This is the thing. We love the ball. Academics, researchers, we love there's 5 years of effort in the ball. It has graphs. Look at the graphs. Okay? It has analysis and equations and all that kind of stuff. We love the ball. It's great. But if we just go out and throw it at people without thinking about how we're throwing it or how we have constructed the ball, is it too heavy? Or the right time? Are they distracted? Is there an ice cream van? Right? If we're just throwing the ball, we're not going to get decent communication and decent presentation. And that's the tip. That's the first tip, right? You are responsible for the ball. Academia as a whole, in a slightly weird, institutional, habitualized way, has done this thing where some people and some vibes have the slight assumption, never said out loud, that it's the audience's job to pay attention. And it's the audience's job to be clever enough to keep up and to understand the work. And it's not. Because you're in charge of the ball. It's your job to make sure the ball you're throwing is the right one, at the right time, for the right people, and you're throwing it in the right way. And that's the the first big tip, right? Take responsibility for your communications, whether they are internal, whether they're external. If they don't go well, that's probably because you didn't do a good job. Right? Don't audience blame. First lesson. Okay. Next one, we're going to get towards the graph. So before with maths people, we're going to warm up. We're going to do some counting. Yes, counting. Don't usually put this bit in, but since you're a maths crowd, I thought we'd be safe. Don't let me down. Your job is to count the dots. All right? And then shout out the dots. Don't just keep them in your head. Because otherwise I don't know what's going on. Right, we're going to put the dots, count the dots. Tell me how many dots. You ready? How many dots is this?
10.
Correct, well done. The future of maths at Cambridge is in safe hands. It is 10 dots. Fantastic. Okay. Good. Right, next one. Same game, different dots. 3, 2, 1. 7. Excellent. You're very good at this. Anybody notice the difference? This is where somebody goes, 3 dots. No. For 10 dots on average, it takes you about 3 seconds between me putting up the dots and you shouting out the dots. For 7 dots on average, and you're about average, it takes about 1.3 seconds. Okay, last number of dots. Ready? It's a very directional clicker. 4. Well, that almost immediately. It's 4. We can do 4. 4's easy. We've got this. We've got this. We can do 4. On average, 4 dots, 0.3 seconds. What's the lesson?
Less is more.
Less is faster. It's different. Okay? Less is not more. That's 2 different things. More is more and less is less. It doesn't make any sense at all, right? But less is faster. And this is where we get to the graph. Here is a graph. It has axes. They're very excellent axes. This one is complexity. How complex is the material we're trying to communicate to our audience? Right? That's not how complex do we find the material. This is how complex do they find the material, which is different for everybody. And this axis is speed. Okay? So complexity and speed going up and going up. Where are the bad places to be on this graph for communication?
Top right.
Top right, up here. Yep, okay, up here we get a thing called cognitive overload. And cognitive overwhelm. If we try and get our audience to process too much or too complex information too quickly, they can't do it. They burn out, their brains say, nah, I've had enough. You're familiar with this. If you've ever watched a talk when you were following it, it makes sense, we're following it, and here we go, and then you fall a bit behind. Now we're playing catch up, so we have to work a bit harder to catch up, but we're all doing okay, and then we miss something else, and we fall behind, and eventually your brain goes, no, we are done, we have had enough of this. Or those of you who are parents, I'm about to become a parent, and decision fatigue is a real thing. I think it's coming my way, right? And you get home and somebody goes, what's the tea? And you go, I have nothing left with which to make that decision. There are no more oomph in my brain. So that's cognitive load. We don't want to be up there, cognitive overwhelm. Where's the other bad place?
Bottom left.
Bottom left. This is Neil. Neil is the snail of patronization. The patronizing snail, Neil, we don't want to be down here. If we're too slow and too simple, the audience goes, yeah, duh. Okay, so we don't want to be in either of these 2 places. This is true for all formats of communication, all mediums of communication, all kinds of communication. We've had stuff about websites today, we've had stuff in journalism, newspapers, news articles, books, papers, whatever you want to do. My world is this, live presenting. Really true for live presenting, okay? The thing about live presenting is that it's fast. Live presenting is a fast medium. You have to keep up with me. Otherwise you fall further and further behind. And I've lost you. If I give you a paper, you can read it, you can go have a cup of tea, you can come back, you can look at it. Okay. So for presenting on the graph, we have to be in this kind of zone in the middle. Where if we want to do more complex stuff, we're going to have to make it slower or take more time about it or give it a bit more space for our audience to take it in. But if we do simple stuff, we can go quite quickly. And presenting is quite fast usually, so we want to be up here. But there is a kind of sweet spot, and this is trademarked. This is the turd of complexity. Okay, this sort of sweet spot for presenting. And remember, complexity is all about how complex your audience finds it. The experience most relatable is perhaps that one where somebody puts up a horrific graph that you've never seen before, and they go, here's my graph. You can see this is important. Next slide. And you go, what? I hadn't finished looking at this to bring what? Graph? high visual complexity, needs time. Big, long mathematical equation, high cognitive mental capacity, informational capacity, needs time. This, combined with various other things, is one of the reasons that academic presentations are mostly crap. That felt a little controversial. Let's do the thing, all right? Okay. Think about all the talks you've seen. You've seen a lot, right? You've been around the university, you've done some stuff, PhD, seminars, research, whatever. You've been to conferences, think back to undergraduate, you've seen lots of talks. We're communicators, so we've maybe seen some other ones as well. What percentage of those was actually really good? Like you learned something, you were engaged, you found something out, you learned something you took away with you, all of those things, really good. What percentage? Let's put a number on it. 10. 10%. 1 in 10 of those was really good. Any more? Any raise on 10? Any lower 10? 5. 5. 1 in 20 of those talks is actually really good. Yeah. Any more?
I'd say 50.
You'd say 50. Great. You're the one person in the audience. There's always one who's like, I just love a talk. Give me a presentation. It's my vibe. Which is great. Love that for you.
Oh, I loved all of them today.
Yeah, excellent. There's no comment on today. I've made no comment on today. Carefully. But this is my point. Most of what we see in academia is bad presentation practice. Most of what you get exposed to in traditional academic talks and conferences and events is bad practice. Ben made a comment after the AI talk we had this morning about this idea that if you have bad training data, you get bad stuff out. So one of my assertions for this conference and this event is if you want to go out into the world and communicate well, it starts at home. Start putting good training data into the system. Right? We need to start doing better with our academic talks to help inform and upskill ourselves, our researchers, our staff, for our external stuff. External is not a thing you can just go, oh great, you're going to talk to a group of school kids or policymakers, here you go, here's some stuff, off you go. And I see this over and over again. People are great when they think it's public engagement. Oh yeah, I'll make it simple, we'll make it clear, we'll do the thing here, it's fantastic. And they come back in and they go to a conference in their own discipline and it's awful. And everybody falls asleep. It's the same stuff, it's the same material. Okay, so that's your graph. We had a tip, you are responsible. We've had a graph. This graph, complexity speed, governs all sorts of communication. Because it's about how fast your audience is trying to take information in, wants to take information in. Anna, I really liked your points about time-rich and time-poor people. This is why if you try and do a policymaker and do something horrible, they're not going to listen. Because they need it fast. So you have to go simpler. It's the reality of it. So that's the big tip. Okay. We're going to play a game. I've never done this like this, so it's going to be fun. This is a game called Ultimate Presenter. Usually we do this in groups. We're going to do this democratically. Democratically? That's the word. Democratically. So, how are we for time? Talk to the person next to you very quickly. What I want you to do is think about what sort of person is the ultimate presenter? What personality traits are we looking for that make the ultimate presenter? And then you're going to have a think, you're going to feed back, and I am going to draw them. Never done this, so we'll see. So have a quick think, have a talk while I draw the base template, and then you can get going, we'll get going. So have a quick chat.
Engaging.
I think it's likable, isn't it? Somebody feels respected.
Yeah, that's a good one. Authentic?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I said it was going to be a quick chat. It's a quick chat because we have tight on time. So, incidentally, this is called the training taster session. These are the sorts of activities I run with groups of PhD students, groups of early career researchers, and we travel around the country doing this sort of stuff. This one comes from our training session on confidence and presenting with body language and that kind of stuff. So let's see what you come up with. What personality traits, sorts of things, are the ultimate presenter? Somebody shout something out and I'll try and draw it.
Pedagogical.
Pedagogical!
Draw it, brother!
Enthusiastic.
What have I done here? This is a book. Suck it. Right, what else have we got?
Empathetic.
Empathetic, they got to be empathetic. Look at that big heart. Yeah, what else have we got?
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, let's do some arms. Is that you did some arms from enthusiastic? You made some arms,
yeah.
We'll do some big arms, great. Terrible hand. We'll do sassy, we're going to do sassy. Here we go. Yes.
Authentic.
So authentic, they've got to be really themselves. Oh, that's My guy likes to wear a big hat. My person rather likes to wear a big hat. Anything else?
Relatable.
Relatable.
You should have some legs. That's relatable.
Which is like, then we run into must presenters have legs, which is controversial. Relatable. I'm going to give them wellies. I don't know why that feels relatable, but wellies are kind of relatable, right? They're a very down to earth sort of shoe. Okay, got to be relatable. What else?
Self-aware.
Self-aware. Okay, I'm going to put some little eyes looking in, watching everything I'm doing. Good. What else?
Adaptable.
Sorry?
Adaptable.
Adaptable. Something to do with change.
Bend at the waist.
They can bend at the waist. We'll do a little like dance kind of fake body that's bent at the waist like that. I can bend. And sway in the wind. Is that a Chinese proverb about swaying in the breeze? Anyway, adaptable. Good. What else? Clear. Clear. We've got nothing on the face yet. Let's do a nice big mouth for kind of clarity and some musical notes. Good. What else?
Responsive to audience.
Responsive audience. You did ears. We'll do big ears. Excellent. What else?
On time.
On time. They have the biggest wristwatch in the world. You're worried I'm going to go over time because I've got 3 minutes left. It's okay. I'm watching the clock as I am and professional. What else have we got?
Funny.
Funny. Ha 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 ha.
Need some eyes.
Need some eyes. Why do we need eyes?
Observance.
Observant. Good.
I'm following you.
Right. We need eyes to be observant of the audience and respond to what's going on. Excellent. Good.
Knows their stuff.
Knows their stuff. That's kind of the book.
So you can draw the nose.
Credit where credit is due. They knows their stuff. Okay. So this is a little truncated version of this activity that we do in groups. We talk about various things. A lot of the reasons people feel hands up if you ever get nervous about presenting. Almost everybody, yeah, me too. And this is a room full of communicators, nominally, or people who are interested in communication. One of the reasons people get nervous, and I hear this a lot, is they don't feel that they are this. Rebecca, are you the ultimate presenter?
No.
No? You're the ultimate presenter?
Absolutely not.
You? No? Okay. Have you ever been funny? Yeah? Okay, great. Have you ever been passionate, enthusiastic about something? Yeah? Yeah? Great. Have you ever felt like you knew anything? Yeah? Okay, great. So, taken as a whole, it's hard to see yourselves as this. Right? And it's particularly hard to see yourselves as this if you don't fit in other ways into what academia boxes as good, rigorous, professional academic. Okay, this sort of nerves about belonging and being able to take up space is worse for women, worse for black and brown people, it's worse for trans people. Okay, anybody who might otherwise face biases because of who they are, this pressure of standing up is harder. So as academia, none of these things are anything to do with all of those other biases, which is good. Good presenters can be anyone and do it any old how. You have it in you to become the ultimate presenter. You can be funny, you can laugh, you can do this sort of stuff. Okay? So we can all be ultimate presenters. It's about finding the version of it that is you. I'm going to leave you with a last question. What is crap? Have a think. What makes bad presentations? Things like bad slides, things like not engaging with the audience. Okay, have a think. Now, a little honesty moment. Hands up if you've ever done things that you would class as bad on stage. Okay. Final tip to leave you with. It's a big one. Stop doing it. You know it's bad. Everybody knows it's bad. Stop doing it. And if you want to find out what to do instead, book me to come and work with your students and your researchers, and I'll come and help you how to do it instead. Get in touch with me in these places. My email address will be on the website and that sort of stuff. I'm hanging around for the next coffee break, but then I've got to take off as well. So come talk to me if you want to. But we travel all over the country. I'm in Cambridge next week with the medical school. So wherever you work, if you have issues around this stuff, we are here to help. So come talk to us.
I'm really glad you're not going to see my talk.
Thank you, folks.